Howdy, y'all. It's Reese, aka Bearman Prime, on this September 20th. Welcome back to my Read the Bible in a Year series. Thank you again for joining me. God bless you all. Are the top right hand corner for the rest of the playlist. And please hit the like button, subscribe button, and notification bell. I really appreciate it. All right. Spoiler alert, y'all. Today's a day. Finally get to the point where the plan is put into motion. It's do or die, literally, at this point. So we're actually going to go to Mark today, Mark chapter 14, and we're going to see a little bit of build up here where Jesus is going to give a little bit more prophetic speaking and also do one more prayer for himself before we see the moment, okay? Mark is more or less going to be a summary of that, and then tomorrow we're going to go back to John in more detail, okay? So let's go over to Mark 14 and start in verse 26. They all sang a song and then went out to the Mount of Olives. Then Jesus told the followers, "You will all lose your faith. The scriptures say, 'I will kill the shepherd, and the sheep will run away.' But after I am killed, I will rise from death. Then I will go to Galilee. I will be there before you come." Peter said, "All the other followers may lose their faith, but my faith will never be shaken." Jesus answered, "Truth is, tonight you will say you don't know me. You will say it 3 times before the rooster crows twice." But Peter strongly protested, "I will never say I don't know you. I will even die with you." All the other followers said the same thing. Verse 32. Jesus and his followers went to a place named Gethsemane. He said to them, "Sit here while I pray." But he told Peter, James, and John to come with him. He began to be very distressed and troubled, and he said to them, "My heart is so heavy with grief, I feel as if I am dying. Wait here and stay awake." Jesus went on a little farther away from them, fell to the ground, and prayed. He asked that if possible he would not have this time of suffering. He said, "Abba, Father, you can do all things. Don't make me drink from this cup, but do what you want, not what I want." Then he went back to his followers and found them sleeping. He said to Peter, "Simon, why are you sleeping? Could you not stay awake with me for 1 hour? Stay awake and pray for strength against temptation. Your spirit wants to do what is right, but your body is weak." Again, Jesus went away and prayed the same thing. Then he went back to his followers and again found them sleeping. They could not stay awake. They did not know what they should say to him. After Jesus prayed a third time, he went back to his followers. He said to them, "Are you still sleeping and resting? That's enough. Time has come for the Son of Man to be handed over to the control of sinful men. Stand up. We must go. Here comes the man who is handing me over to them." Verse 43. While Jesus was still speaking, Judas, one of the 12 apostles, came there. He had a big crowd of people with him, all carrying swords and clubs. They had been sent from the leading priests, the teachers of the law, and the older Jewish leaders. Judas planned to do something to show them which one was Jesus. He said, "The one I kiss will be Jesus. Arrest him and guard him while you lead him away." So Judas went over to Jesus and said, "Teacher." Then he kissed him. The men grabbed Jesus and arrested him. One of the followers standing near Jesus grabbed his sword and pulled it out. He swung it at the servant of the high priest and cut off his ear. Then Jesus said, "Why do you come to get me with swords and clubs as if I were a criminal? Every day I was with you teaching in the temple area. You did not arrest me there." All these things have happened to show the full meaning of what the scriptures said. Then all of Jesus' followers left him and ran away. One of those following Jesus was a young man wearing only a linen cloth. When the people tried to grab him, he left the cloth in their hands and ran away naked. All right, so first off, that very first part, that's just a very short summary of what we've read before, where Jesus says, you're going to lose your faith. You're going to be scattered, right? They will kill the shepherd, and sheep will run away. Okay, he's predicting what's going to happen, or not predicting, but he's foretelling what is going to happen to them immediately after he is taken away. And then he tells them plainly, after I am killed, I'm going to come back and I will meet you in Galilee. And then, of course, we see the part here where Peter's, indignant, say, I will never lose faith in you, Jesus. I will stick by you to the end. And Jesus is like, I don't think so. I think before that rooster crows, you're going to say you don't know me 3 times. Peter's like, no. And then Jesus goes off into Gethsemane to pray alone. And here we see him asking for strength from the Father. He is so distressed and troubled because he knows what is about to happen. Okay, he still feels that sorrow, that distress, that uneasiness that comes with what he has to do. Right? He's still God, but he's still man. Feels just like we do. And if we were about to die, if we knew we were about to die in the morning, there's no doubt we feel the same. So he's asking. He actually asked the Father, if possible, he would spare him from this suffering. He asked him, please don't make me drink from this cup. But then he follows it up with, not I will, but yours. And that's the approach we should always have. Not our will, but his will. His will be done. Earth as it is in heaven. And then finally, we see the moment where Jesus is arrested, where Judas hands him over to the Jewish leaders, the leading priests, all of them. We see a moment here when one of the apostles, I believe it's actually Peter, though it's not named here, but Peter is the one who grabs a sword and cuts off the ear of one of the men there, right? And then Jesus, follows him and says, I've been with you this whole time. I've been teaching in the temple. I've been here. So why are you arresting me as if I'm a criminal, as if I've done something wrong? But these things must happen. So let's go. And then that very last part there, I know that sounds very confusing, but there's a reason why the author put it in here. It says, one of those following Jesus was a young man wearing only a linen cloth. When the people tried to grab him, he left the cloth in their hands and ran away. So the reason the author put that in there is because that is the author. That is John Mark, the young man who was following Jesus. He's not one of the apostles, but he's certainly one of Jesus' followers. He was there at that time for whatever reason. Maybe he was following Jesus, hiding in the shadows, but he saw what happened. And then these men, this mob spotted him. They tried to grab him because, hey, there's another one. Let's go get him. And he runs away, right? Just like the other apostles ran away as Jesus correctly foretold, right? That's the reason why they put that in there, okay? Anyway, that's all for today. Tomorrow we're going to go into more detail about this and see what happens after Jesus is arrested. We'll do that tomorrow. Thank you again for joining me. I sure do appreciate it. I'll see y'all tomorrow.